Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back to Broken Lords tutorial slash playthrough. Before I do anything in this episode, there is one thing I promised to do, so... Hi Tara! Hi Shen! Oh, this is embarrassing. Alright, let's put this behind me. Now people from my real life actually know my channel. This is gonna be difficult to deal with, but let's put that aside for the time being. Anyway, that's my shoutout done. What do I have to do this then? Well, plenty of things, as you probably remember. First things first, let's get back to the Roving Clan bastards and make sure that... No. I don't want to talk about removing the market ban. I'm just gonna unmarket ban myself. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, the cost increased to 120 influence. So be it. Thankfully, I do have the 120 influence, so I can just be like, yeah, stop, I'm just gonna unmarket ban myself. Now he's salty about it because he's a bastard, but we don't really care about him. Finally, I can hire my hero. So Exit the Chosen is still here, he's still being as awesome as he always was. Let's get him and let's put him in Terra. So we have our Exit the Chosen now in my city. I can level him up if I remember correct. Oh no, he actually starts with Strength of the Wild? He was supposed to have a free skill point, oh whatever. It's a wasted skill point now because I'm not gonna use Strength of the Wild and it's a fairly pathetic ability, especially for Broken Lords. It's not useful whatsoever. I swear last time I checked he had a free skill point, that's why I wanted to buy him in the first place, and now he has it put into Strength of the Wild. I guess it happens, I guess it does happen, it's not a very big deal, but as you can see my industry efficiency has now greatly increased and I can start spamming some units. Before I do though, I would like to start making glass steel extractors as well. Why? Well, they could be useful in the long run. There are plenty of structures that require you to use glass steel, and I'm not really thinking about equipping my units with glass steel, but my heroes certainly. So let's get the glass steel extractor. It's not very expensive, it's only what, 30 industry? Yeah, I'm making 67 to 10, it's not a big deal. And then let's start spamming Star So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good enough. I'm making one each turn. That's good already. Can I move some population around? No. If I want this to be as efficient as possible. But it's good. I don't think I even need to add more population to Tara. So that's alright. It's actually very efficient this way. What else? Drama is just growing, I guess. I decided to move population into industry production because, again, I want to have the glass steel extractor ASAP and start using its benefits as quickly as possible as well. I will heal up my army, why not? It's fairly cheap and I don't need this dust as badly anymore, although I would like to actually hire another hero if possible. Now, I'm a little bit worried because Roving Clans are bastards, they're notorious for that. And they might market ban me again on the next turn, so I could potentially try to make a good use of the marketplace right now while I still can. First of all, my die booster is still active, and when it is no longer active, which will happen in 2 turns, I'll easily be able to activate it again, but I should not trade any die for anything. I mean, I could, it's not a big deal. I would love to get that Orchid, but there's only 10 of it on the marketplace, not enough to activate the booster, sadly. And anything else is also in a very low quantity and also effing expensive. It's either because AI has been buying this, or, more likely, there's still this tiny little bug which causes Marketplace in single player never to restock, for some reason. And I think it's happening right now, otherwise the quantity of all of those resources should be much higher. It really should be. At least that's my opinion on this thing as well. There's no reason for the demand to be as high as it is right now as well. So I think it is unfortunately still in the game, that bug that was never fixed. Bit annoying, but we can deal with that. I could test this by buying something, but I would rather keep my dust. Now, there are no stockpiles on the marketplace. It's something that there wasn't before in the previous patch, but now they are here. Here's a hint. Never ever buy industry stockpile because it's horribly inefficient. I mean, especially if you get 25 industry for 500 something dust. I mean, you can see that it's inefficient, but seriously, regardless of what you do, never buy industry stockpile. And in fact, you're better off never buying stockpiles anyway. Unfortunately, they are not too useful. It's good when you sell them, but not so much when you buy them, and that's a little bit of a problem. I cut the Nidia. Not a very important faction to know about, but I guess I'm happy to know they are there. And there's an enemy city. Well, that's good to know. I could besiege it fairly quickly if I chose to do so. Now, doing so could be a rather risky decision, because the Broken Lords... not Broken Lords, I'm Broken Lords. because the roving clans have a very powerful military. If you go into military stats, they're actually on top out of all the players I have discovered thus far. Very scary. Again, this is to be expected out of Broccolords players. However, not Broccolords, roving clans. I keep mistaking the two. However, roving clans military is much weaker than the other majors military, and thankfully I actually have some of the units next to my border so I can show it off. So firstly they have the Dervish, the typical unit they start with. Now the Dervish are really good, don't get me wrong, and they limit my use of riders, for example, because my riders are cavalry unit, but Dervishes are really good at killing riders. Besides, Dervishes with the charge and fast abilities obviously are very good at charging. And if I were to fight them with riders, riders would have worse initiative, so riders would be charged at, and the riders have charge as well, but they wouldn't be able to use it because they were charged at. So as you can see, riders are the last thing I should use against roving clans. But stalwarts deal with dervishes pretty well. They do not have cavalry slayer, unfortunately, but regardless they should be pretty good against this combo regardless. Kasai, in the hands of a skilled human player, a very powerful unit. You can maneuver with it around, and I have shown you how powerful the Kasai are in my single player roving clans playthrough, so you should know. Either way, they're amazing, but only if used correctly. I doubt the AI will use them correctly, and it's far more likely, in my opinion, that they will be used incorrectly, and in such case they are much worse versions of Zealots. They do not have area effect damage. So compared to the other mages I just killed, this is an easy kill. Yermax are a little bit more problematic, I admit. Their stat line is kinda scary, but you have to realize this. They have no good abilities. They have Cavalry Slayer and Fast. Big deal. No other abilities make them worthless. Their stat line sure is kinda impressive. Compared them to Harmonites though, fairly similar, isn't it? Yeah, and this Yermak is level 5. Those Harmonites we fought before were like what, level 3 or something? Yermaks are just really bad units. Their stats are not that great and they have no abilities. So I'm not terribly afraid of the roving clans army, even if they have such a big advantage. Regardless, I need to swarm them quite badly if I want to win, and for that I will need more units. And Tara is gonna work hard on that, so let her do just that. Shen, this city is just gonna grow. At some point I will create right of way to gain extra resources, as in dust and science. As you can see, I'm already gaining some, because there is actually a trade route between Tara and Drama. Tara Drama, I like this combination. I actually named those cities deliberately in such a way. And so, before we can end this turn, and I know it has been a long one, let's go ahead into the reset screen. So in the reset screen, I have thought about this a little bit on what I need. Firstly, I will actually need prisoner slaves and volunteers. Obviously, you need them at some point. And I think that point has come to me right now. Why do I need them? Well, I do have 4 cities right now. And I'm getting close to the area of the game, stage of the game rather, when I can finally create cities that have 9 or more population dust efficiency. Like here, for example, 9 dust per population, pretty good. I need 10, but 9 is almost good enough. So I can start gaining prisoners, slaves and volunteers, and then I'll be able to start using dust only instead of industry and dust, which is very good and very important for us. We need to get this stage of the game as quickly as possible. What else do I want and or need? Well, I do want more industry production in Tara. For that I will need management sciences, because they are very important. I think 9 times out of 10 you don't want to take canal system, you want to take management sciences. The structures themselves cost only extra titanium, but the industry cost is exactly the same, as you can see. But canal system only works during summer season, and it only works on terrain that has industry to begin with. Apprenticeship registry works on all tiles that your city works. It doesn't matter if they do have industry or if they don't have industry. And they work all the time, even if it's winter. So it's great. Lumber mill, less useful, way less useful in fact. It's like, I would call it a nerfed version of canal system, because every forest tower is bound to have industry. In most circumstances at least, so lumber mill not useful, but you should still get management sciences over canal system just because of apprenticeship registry. Like I said, there are times when you want to maybe grab canal system instead, or grab both. They also synergize each other quite well, obviously, but still, it is of far less importance to grab canal system than anything else. So this is our second industry, science rather, reset thingy. And as for our third one, it's gonna be the aquapovistics at once, because as you can see in Terra region, there is actually a river that I can benefit from. Not a very big river, mind you, but it is something, and I would get closer to finishing my quest finally, which I really do need to do at some point. Alright then, there is that done. Roving clans could attack my army over here, because I'm in their territory after all. Hopefully they won't. Hopefully they won't market ban me instantly as well, but I guess we'll have to see if that happens or not. Anything else I want to do? I'm kinda tempted to give more population to my cities, but in case the enemy does not market ban me, I need to be able to hire a new hero. Now, give me a second, I'll take a tea break from my new YouTuber mic that I'm gonna brag about. The tea is not bad, but it's not some kind of special tea I sometimes drink. It's just tea. Not bad, not very good either. But the mug, yeah, I can be bragging about it, because I was yesterday at YouTube event. I was invited there actually, I don't know why, it didn't deserve to be, but I was there. And I got a mug, and I met a lot of YouTubers that have 3 more zeros in their subscriber count than I do. So, yeah. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too great either, honestly. It was a little bit, eh. I was mostly honored that they invited me, and that's about all that I felt about it. Alright, so I discovered Wereda. There's a lot of defenders in this city, 8 defenders, so 2 of them are militia and 6 more are regular units. Those 6 regular units could easily overpower this army I have over here. I could start the siege right away, I sorta even should, but I'm really afraid of the army that I saw over here. If Shen is attacked, I cannot defend this city at all. I do not have the army to begin offensive actions just yet. So what I will do is continue, you know, carefully scanning around. I'll try to find more cities, discover some ruins if possible, because, you know, ruins are very useful, obviously. See what I can see, and maybe then try to besiege maybe multiple cities at the same time, which would be actually the best result. What I can in fact do next turn, because I just thought about this, is separate this army into 3 different armies. Sure, it's gonna cost me a lot to maintain 3 different armies like so, but then I can scatter around more efficiently, and when push comes to shove, I'll be able to besiege 3 enemy cities simultaneously. Now, AI will defend its cities, but I'll get to retreat a little bit and keep the siege up, devastating the enemy economy. So I'll do that gladly. Alright then, this city, I think I can move some population back to the dust production. Maybe even quite a lot of population. I'll need 2. Still not too bad. I'm gonna get more dust, which I'm happy about. I was not market banned. Pretty good. What about heroes? I don't have enough dust to buy any, do I? No, indeed I do not. That's a bit of a problem. Not a very big one, though. Resources, yeah, dye is still being used. Everything else is working just fine. Stalwarts are being produced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I thought I killed more than 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm making more than 1 per turn. This is actually pretty important, you know what? Because I need to swarm the enemy quite badly. So let's just queue up extra 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll just work on them as hard as I can. I'll get a total army of 12 stalwarts in 9 turns. Pretty effing efficient, I would say myself. So that's not a correct use of English whatsoever, but let's ignore that for the time being and move to the next turn. I've been horribly inefficient time-wise in this video, but there are a lot of things to talk about because I need to tackle a ginormous powerful empire, and if I don't do so correctly, I'll just get squashed. Because as you can see, our frontiers are far from being ideal. I can get let's try and say this again. I can get attacked from so many different directions, it would be kinda difficult to defend myself anywhere. So, okay, enemy just scouting around with a Kasai and the Dervish. I'm tempted to close the borders on the AI just so that they cannot scout around and get to those regions easily. And they could find more ruins there, or get some quests, or destroy some minor factions, which I wouldn't mind actually, but still, I just feel like being annoying to the roving clans. The only reason why I might not be is because I need 80 influence in 4 turns. In 4 turns I'll not get to 80 influence quite. I'll get close. I'll need to work on influence a little bit more somewhere. So I guess maybe drama? You work on influence a little bit more? For the time being, in case I forget later, because I know myself I'm prone to forgetting about this kind of stuff. So you work on that. He's gonna work on it for 4 turns, so in 4 turns I'll have 100 influence, 131 in fact. So I have a little bit of extra spare influence in case I need to use it. How much does it cost to close my borders? 40 influence. Not quite good enough. I'll need more. Actually not, because I only need 8 influence for the Empire plan, so it's all good. Alright, you work in influence with this population, I don't mind. So there is that. Star Wars are being produced over here, so that's good. I almost have enough dust to buy a hero, not yet. So I really hope the enemy will not market ban me next turn. Now, because I forcefully market ban me myself, it's gonna be very costly and not very easy for the AI to market ban me again. It is doable, but it's not easy. So that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, so there's one city in this area-ish. So that's where I'm going to send this lonely Star Wars. Those other 2 Star Wars are just gonna go south and look for other cities to besiege. I'm gonna be as annoying as... Ooh, hi there. Only possible. That's a settler, actually. I want to kill him. It's impossible to kill a settler with just 1 Star Wars, though, because he'll be able to get away from me really quickly and colonize wherever he wants to. And he's got 6 speed as well, so yeah. That's a little bit of a problem. Anything else I can do this turn? Not really, except for growing, preparing to buy a new hero, and thinking about my imminent assault of the enemy holdings, which is about the best I can do right now. I'll drink some more tea. I really feel like drinking right now. Tea, not just drinking. That's good. Alright, so the enemy, of course, attacked me, but this is actually interesting, because I could potentially lure the enemy army... Oh, that's more army I just saw there. To always be next to where the Star Wars is. So I'm gonna retreat, obviously. There's no point in fighting this fight. There's nothing I can accomplish over here. But if I can keep those guys busy and around this Star Wars army, I can move my all others armies somewhere else and keep this guy just as a distraction. It's a costly distraction. 34 dust per 10, but I am okay with spending 34 dust per 10 to distract the enemy armies. I really am okay with that. Let's discover what is within those ruins. 50 dust, so this heal already paid for itself. I'm rather happy about it. I cannot attack this guy without declaring war, and I'm certainly not ready to declare war. How much would that cost anyway? I'm kinda curious, actually. Declaration of war, 28. Kinda cheap. Actually, kinda cheap. Alright, let's close the borders. I don't want those guys to be anywhere near where I am. They're careful. Why are they careful? Contract to its... The only contract I sent so far was unmarket banning myself. And the AI considers this a contract to its disadvantage? F you, AI. You were the first one to do the contract to my disadvantage. He's laughing at me. Oh, he's so gonna get close-bordered. He's close-bordered. Go away, AI, you're drunk. So there is that. I have plenty of dust now. I should be able to hire a hero. Indeed, I am. So what do you have? Some exclusive heroes. I do not dare to wait for them because I'll probably get market banned now. There's little doubt in my mind about this. So what I think I need is actually an army commander again. I do want to have a governor, but the general is more important because I'm preparing a big assault. So obviously Draken heroes. This guy, influence and food boost. Great for other people, not for me. This guy, army health boost and influence boost. Again, not good. This guy, army damage boost 2 and dust efficiency 3. Not good. Keep looking. Army defense boost, no. Army defense boost, no. Army defense boost, no. Okay, so all those heroes are pretty bad when it comes to, you know, being generals and whatnot. I think I have to wait for the next turn, but are those guys any better? Army health boost, army attack boost, and just army boost in general. I think I kind of want this archivist though, because it is a Draken hero again. He's got the wrong ability, of course, but that's just typical. But he does have army boost, which is not too bad, honestly. It's not a great ability, but it's not too bad. On the other hand, if I were to buy a Wild Walker's hero, he would have the army attack boost, so that's quite a bit of extra attack. And I do need the extra attack, so that's nice. As for his other abilities, yeah, he's got more attack again, but it's gonna be difficult to get to that point. And I don't really care about more vision or speed, in all honesty. Although I could make it like more Indiana Bones, no idle hands, spare quiver, and staggered blows. Not a very bad idea, I think. Of course, perfectly balanced is worthless for my army, but I could consider hiring this guy. It's either gonna be Soyala or Archivist, I think. Because all other options are not that great. Of course, I could hire another Broken Lords hero as a governor instead, just to generate more dust. I'm actually kind of tempted to do so. Is there a really good dust creating hero anywhere? Let's have a quick look. Dust boost 3. Is that dust boost or dust efficiency I need? It's dust efficiency, not dust boost. So he's got dust efficiency 3. That's way better because it's extra 3 dust per population on the city. This will put me up to 10 deaths per population in city. Very good, very worthwhile. I'm gonna hire this here, I think. And get more dust this way, because I need dust more than army generals. I mean, that's fake. I do need army generals more, but since I don't have any good army generals, and I do not dare to wait another 10 to buy one of those guys, I'm just gonna buy Lord Peyton Quinn, whatever he's called, because of dust efficiency 3, which is a pretty big deal, all things considered. So now what I'll do. In drama, I'll put my old hero. Why? Because he's got the ability that gives him more resources from worked mines, and I do have both glass steel and gold in this region. In my home region, I only have currently dyes being worked on. Of course, I could create the glass steel extractor, but what I really am concerned about is the gold, because gold is more useful to me than dyes. I'm spending quite a bit of dust on city upkeep, and I need to maintain as much dust in my stockpile, in my treasury rather, as humanly possible. So I'm gonna assign my regular hero, that's the correct one, to drama, and he's gonna sit here and he's gonna be generally awesome. As for the other hero, he's gonna be put into Soul Eater. There we go. And he's gonna make this city actually extraordinarily efficient when constructing anything that has anything to do with dust. Really good. This settler, I think I can cancel now, because I'll never ever buy, never ever get him. It feels like a waste to get rid of some of this industry, but I don't need him. He might as well be dead to me. Anyway, modern census are done. Not done, but prisoner slaves and volunteers are done. So right away we'll get cheaper and cheaper progressively every turn. So that's good. Soul Eater, yeah, it's working on stuff. That's that. My hero, he has no ability points if I'm not mistaken. You sit right here, but do discover some more ruins, please, because I would like to have some extra experience. Search, and looks like, oh. So manual labor is a quest that is absolutely pathetic. I don't like this quest at all because it's usually not worth it. What it requires you to have? Well, usually I get it in earlier games. So it's usually 10 titanium and 10 glass steel. In this case it's 2020. It's gonna be pretty difficult to get to that cap, but I want you to have titanium mine. I don't think I have one, but let's say I do. You also need to have a Delvers unit. And Delvers units do not even have to spawn in your game. They do not have to be on the marketplace, there do not have to be any manufacturing villages of Delvers. It's usually pretty hard, in my experience at least, to finish this quest, which is why I don't like it. The reward is always the technology from the next era. Dust Depository is an amazing reward, I really want it, it's very important because, again, more population efficiency on dust production, great, I need that. But it will be difficult to finish this quest. Also, the enemy actually made a beeline for me and tried to attack me. Unexpected, really unexpected, and I think what I have to do is retreat. I do not dare to fight the enemy army right here. Or do I? I mean, the enemy has just so many units. But I will not be able to heal my stalwarts next turn. I think I will lose this army I've got over here. I should not have ventured in, but I didn't expect the enemy to just suddenly move an army from the fog and attack me out of nowhere. That was really surprising to me. I need to think about this. It's not a really nice situation to be at. Also, the enemy hero is level 7. I bet he gives extra range to ranged units at this point. Unless AI has no idea what it's doing, which is possible. But those guys would be a difficult fight. I think I'm gonna fight it. I can't afford to retreat. I have to fight it and see how much damage I can deal to the enemy. Because if I retreat, what is going to happen is I retreat now, but I have no more movement left. Minimize. I have 2 more movement left. I'll get to this tile, and then on the next turn the enemy will attack me immediately. Unless even if I click really quickly, I'll get to like over here or somewhere. The enemy has more movement. They'll catch up to me and destroy my army. Unless I retreat again, which I will not be able to do because I will not have enough dust. I have to fight because this army is dead regardless. I might as well try to deal damage to the enemy army. What I will do, however, is keep this army safe and secure. Or actually, will I do? No, what I think I will do is keep this army in this battle and try to deal even more damage to the enemy. But what I also want to do, this time on camera, is I'll save the game, play the auto battle, because I want to show you how bad the auto battle will be for me. I guarantee I will lose everything, the enemy will lose like 1 year mark or something. And then I'll show you how much better you can do in a manual battle. It's something I've been doing every time in a battle with this video series, but I just want to show you. So I'll be right back. I need to save the game. Alrighty then, game saved, and let's go into auto battle. Alright, so I lost everything. The enemy didn't even lose a Yermak, they lost a Dervish. This is just insulting. Like, really insulting. Alrighty then, now I can reload and show you the manual battle. Alright, let's play this battle again, but I actually had an idea while reloading the save file. Do I really want to fight this battle? Because I do have an alternative. Retreat, lose most of my army but not all of it. And then declare war, siege the city down. Sure, the enemy will have an advantage, but I can keep the city under siege for quite some time regardless. And additionally, it will slow down the enemy like growth. I know that his armies are more or less in the area where I am at, because there's one army over here, one army over here. I saw an army there, but if I declare war now, the enemy is surely gonna react to that. There are the voters here as well. They're gonna keep the roving clans busy, hopefully at the very least. I feel like this is potentially more important to retreat and just siege the enemy city down. It's actually a pretty big decision to make. And you know what? I feel like I should wait with this decision until next videocast because of how big it is. Because let's think about it. First of all, I cannot declare war on the enemy just yet. It's gonna cost me 28 influence. I'm gonna have enough next turn. This will leave me with almost no influence to make empire plan, but I'll be able to deal with that by changing the focus of my cities. So this is okay. I declare war on the enemy right now. What happens? Well, I'll be able to attack those settlers. This will not do anything, but I'll be able to do it. And I'll be able to send those other two stalwarts to other areas and safely start sieging the enemy city down everywhere. Annoy the F out of him. And also I'll start the siege of Wereda, additionally. And of course, this army will take severe damage. And I will lose most of those troops, but I can keep some of them alive. For some time at the very least. My hero will go down on HP. I'll have to unassign him to save his health because I cannot heal my hero. But I will be able to keep the city under siege regardless. If I do fight it, results could be better, because I could potentially destroy the enemy army. I don't think I would destroy the entire enemy army, its stats are just too good for me. I mean, look at that. Even though stalwarts are pretty good against dervishes, their stats are still too great. But I could deal some damage, some serious damage in fact. So I'm gonna wait with this until next videocast. And I would like to hear your opinion on this. I mean, I think I'll decide on myself, honestly, because I might potentially record a new video in like a few minutes, so we'll not even have time to give me feedback. But it will be interesting to hear your thoughts about this conundrum regardless. And what I think is the more efficient way right now, I need to think about it more, but right now in my head, the most efficient way to kill the roving clans would be to retreat over here, siege the enemy city down, and keep the siege up for as long as possible until my treasury runs completely dry. And this will take a while for my treasury to run dry, because I have two Brocolot's heroes working in my cities quite efficiently. Of course, the risk is AI might have a lot of units next to my borders I don't know about, and surprise siege drama or Shen. That is also a risk. Again, a lot of interesting questions and a very interesting conundrum I'm facing right now. Fight and stay at peace, or rather Cold War for the time being, or retreat, declare war and start the siege to ruin the enemy economy. I'm leaning towards the second option, but I'll decide on the next videocast. Until then, it was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mixpower. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you online.